Hello and welcome to the Pink One's third video on Legends of Runeterra. This video is going to be the first game, maybe the second, of our Legends of Runeterra draft, just showing off this Demacia Ionia combination featuring Fiora and Zed as our premier 3-drops that we are trying to buff up with Laurent Bladekeeper, control the board via Silverwing Vanguard and other combat tricks such as Prismatic Barrier, Laurent Protege, anything we can do to keep as many units on the board as possible and then blow the game out with back-to-back or maybe 4 Demacia off of the Vanguard Sergeant. And then we also have Judgment as a potential win condition off of Fiora, because Fiora would be able to kill 3+ enemies at 3. Sorry, I should explain what Fiora does. When she's killed 4 enemies and survived, she wins the game. So Judgment essentially lets her strike 4 as many enemies as are in combat. So if enough enemies go into combat, she's going to hopefully be able to just poke all 4 of them and then win the game in one fell swoop. Combine Fiora with Garen, you get an unpleasant situation. Alright, without any further ado, let's get into it. Only thing I'm kind of worried about with this deck is that we don't have any buff cards. We're fighting Ezreal, Fiora. Ezreal is oh, it looks like there are 3 colors instead of just 2. Let's see, so far, early game, some of our best early game cards are these Bright Steel Protectors. Lucky Poro is a fine 1-drop. Trades with other cards that have 1 attack very well. And the Ringblade Duo is a pretty strong trading force in and of herself. So there's our back-to-back. That's our win condition. That's money cards. For now, play Lucky Poro. See if they do anything. Play the 1/1 Hawk, then Lucky Poro gets a hit for free and they don't get to hit back. If they play double, looks like we just have a nice clean wash. So we pass. You can try and attack if he wants, but it won't do anything. Our turn 2. I'm considering saving spell mana. We can play our 2/1 right now. He's saving spell mana. At this point, actually, I think playing the 2/1 is appropriate. If he does a Mystic Shot, that would kind of suck, but then he burns his 2 mana for my 2 mana. It's pretty much a wash. And we're not too nonplussed about it. So we will now go for our Vanguard
Demacian soldier is worth tenfold.
Buffing our 2/1 to a 3/1. And we are just looking.
These old eyes still see far and clear.
To get through as best we can. And to that extent, I think actually we hold back the Poro. The Poro getting +3/+3 is sick. So for now, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bump our Poro up to a nice clean 3/3. Or 4/4 actually. A 4/4 big Poro is going to be scary. I think. So for turn 4, we are looking at Vanguard Sergeant or freezing that is totally fine. He can go for a block, but it's not going
Ready
to
the
kill my
torches.
unit, which means he still has to do something to it. Turn passes. He burned all of his mana just to deal 2 damage to my Vanguard Sergeant. It's a very strange play, and some would say not a particularly good one. So what's up next for him? Okay, he plays a big scary Yeti. And in response, we are going to... So playing this gives me a 3-1 with barrier that'll prevent him from trading. I think that's correct.
My shield is yours.
The reason we aren't saving mana for Prismatic Barrier, which is pretty much our only other option besides playing the Vanguard Sergeant, which we don't want to have trade anyway, we'd want to trade with this particular Vanguard Sergeant, is getting a unit on the board is good for Demacia. That's basically all there is to it. So with that in mind, let's swing with everything.
My steel is yours.
Yeah. So this turn we're trying to trick him with back-to-back in single combat. That's our goal. We will...
Look out for Reavers.
That's not gonna work out super great for you. Oh, so you're gonna play back-to-back himself? Okay. So we play back-to-back on you and you. Buffing him to 5/4. They're gonna fight. I play little combat using you to kill you, protecting him, killing him, keeping him up. Keep that guy alive.
Hang on, Zern.
Keep that Bright Steel Protector alive. Keep our Vanguard Sergeant alive. We have total board control. He has 3 mana to spend on something, but it doesn't matter. Okay, with you drop, it's fine. So this is actually a pretty good test for this deck. We aren't seeing any of our heroes.
Flee now or burn.
But we are still... We're still fighting pretty well. So next turn we're going to be on 7 mana. We play this card, we go up to 9 mana next turn. Next turn we are intending to place for Demacia and maybe a unit, which would be our Vanguard Sergeant. So with that in mind, we want to actually buff our Poro, I think. The reason we're buffing our thick Poro is he can block here or here. If he pulls our thick Poro, his unit dies and thick Poro doesn't die. Bright Seal Protector could be insulated, but he still will get a fine trade here. He still gets a fine trade here no matter what, but putting thick Poro in front of him is just a good option. He doesn't even go for the attack. That seems like a mistake. So now we are just going to play our the absolute lack of the absolute lack of overwhelm is kind of a problem. We could really use a nice big overwhelm card, but whatever. At this point, I'm just looking to jam this for Demacia down their throat. Summon a Dauntless Vanguard. Okay. 3 mana 3, that's nice. That's why I give everything +3/+3. 3 mana 3/3 will trade ineffectively.
Courage, soldier.
You have 4 mana to do something to me. You are in Demacia, Freljord, Piltover, and Zon, so you don't have counters for this big spell, which is very important to know. Counter spells are from Ionia. He does not have any counters because he is not an Ionia. So let's see where this takes us. Black Alley Barkeep, go.
Honor guide.
All of my units get through. None of his units survive a trade except for the 3/8. 3/8 I would put in front of the 5.
Pity is for the weak.
Yep. Nothing else really matters. We have to block at least 2 things. My units lose nothing. And next thing. Interesting that this says barrier this round, but the actual way barrier works is it's always around. Yeah, this game is done. Pretty much. She goes for the attack here, I just give her a trade. She basically has to create a huge board, and I can just play a 5/5 and a 3/2 first attack that I can just dump a board of Demacia on.
A cut above the rest.
That's fine. I'll let you have any of them. The only one I don't want you to take is
I've got your back.
Laurent Bladekeeper. The reason we don't want him to take Laurent Bladekeeper. So actually at this point, he's gonna pull something. We can play Prismatic Barrier and Zed, keep
for the
something
fallen.
alive, and keep all of his units pretty much in check. So yeah, we don't play Zed right now because we don't want him to have the knowledge when he's making his trades, so we just pass.
Not a hair out of place.
Okay, he's going for a challenge. She needs to challenge something. She can't challenge it.
Strike for justice!
Do anything. Interesting. So, 2/3 gets a free
I
trade.
pity you.
And no units have died, so it doesn't have lifesteal or tough. So we don't need to do anything about her. And now I think we just pass. We can't play another unit. We don't want to play prismatic carrier. So yeah, I think we just pass. I think we're okay. Let's go. Face jam.
Stand strong!
We get to summon 2 things, maybe? Are you in Shadow Isles? No, so you shouldn't be able to summon 3 things. Piltover and Zon can summon 2. Freljord can summon 2. So you might... No, you're at 11. So lowest damage combination with 4 things blocked is 11. That's how the deck functions. We play a lot of stuff early, tempo is good, and then we kill them with a bunch of big, heavy spells that care about us having a lot of stuff because we traded well early. Simple enough, but effective. Alright, well thank you for tuning in, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful day, and oh, we have to draft something. So... Garen is interesting. We don't need a second judgment. We could always use more Laurent Blade Keepers, but it's not ideal. It's not crazy good, let me put it that way. Fiora's nice. Second Fiora is, you could say, welcome, but we aren't really trying to win with Fiora. It's just as a failsafe, hopefully. Twin Discipline's a neat combat trick. We have plenty of combat tricks, though. On Guard is a really neat combat trick. It lets us just all of a sudden challenge, make our opponent take a whole bunch of bad trades, which we can take advantage of because we should have the board early. Garen combos with On Guard. It combos with single combat. It combos with Vanguard Sergeant because he's a 5-drop, and we're typically anticipating playing 4 Demacia on turn 6 because we're going to be using most of our spell mana. We shouldn't really have 4 Demacia mana on turn 5, so dumping a Garen and then just playing it the hard way with 6 regular mana is fine. I really like the On Guard. I really like the Vanguard Sergeant. And On Guard will just clear the way for the 4 Demacia or back to back. So yeah, I think this is what we're going to take. Do we get any draft swaps? No. Alright, that's going to do it for this video. We're at about 18 minutes, which seems like an ideal length. Yeah, that's all we got. So have a good one, everybody. Bye.